Morning, my name is Matt Worthington. I'm a clinical psychologist and I'm coming to you today from beautiful Townsville on the beach. You can see Magnetic Island behind me, and it's in the morning time, about 8 a.m. I'm just enjoying my delicious coffee from the Tobruk kiosk owned by the amazing Kelly Behrens, who's my inspiration. She's made me this lovely coffee today. So, what are we going to talk about today? Well, I suppose just a little video on life in general, really. We live through tough times most of the time. Some days are less tough than other days, and some days are really, really tough. The thing is, we need the toughness to adapt. We've mistaken comfort and convenience for safety. And actually this can make us more vulnerable. Nature is full of adaptations, and the adaptations often come because of adversity. So we need to have tough times in order to learn, adapt, become stronger, so the next time we face tough times we are more able, more resilient. And this is the way of nature. It's not pleasant going through the tough times though. If we have a strong belief in ourselves, then it helps. And it's difficult sometimes to have a strong belief in yourself. I understand that. I thought I'd share a little story with you. When I was younger, about 19, 20, I decided to hitchhike across America, across the United States. It's something I'd wanted to do for a long time, ever since I was a little kid. Probably came from watching the movies, the westerns, what have you, and it just this idea just planted itself and germinated in my mind, and I could see myself doing it, and it just felt so right to me, really. It was what I was going to do, and I was 100% certain I was going to do it. So by the time I got to about 19 or 20, I was definitely going to do it, and nothing was going to stop me from doing it. I wanted the adventure, and so I worked for a little bit. Didn't have that much money, saved about £450 in addition to some flight money, and I also got a credit card as well. And I went into the travel agency in London where I was working at the time, and I said, look, I just want a cheap flight to America. And being naive, when they offered me the cheapest flight, which was to Canada, to Toronto, I took it. I thought, because I can just go across the border. And so I took it to Toronto. I flew to Toronto instead of the United States. I landed in Toronto. An amazing family picked me up. I was just hitchhiking. These were complete strangers. And they took me home, and I ended up staying with them for a week. And they took me everywhere. They lived in this little town called Bakersfield. And it was just a beautiful experience. They were so kind. And then they dropped me off across in the United States, in Michigan. And as I'm getting out the car, just before I was getting out the car, I was checking my belongings, my backpack, my documents, making sure I had my money with me, and all of that stuff. And I had my money in a little pouch, like a little pouch that straps around your belly. And I had my airline tickets in there, and my credit card, and all my documents basically, and all my clothes were in my backpack. But I do have this habit. This was before mobile phones, by the way, before cell phones. I do have this habit of putting people's phone numbers in my shirt pocket. Don't know how I developed that. Just I've done that for a long time. So I had this family's phone number in my pocket, and as I'm getting out the car, I took my little belly pouch with all my money in and all my documents, and I just put it on the back seat. And I've always had a bit of a bad memory ever since I was a kid. I was always leaving my keys and what have you in the house, having to climb through a window to get in because I'd locked myself out. And I got out the car, this family's car, and just got onto the Michigan highway where they dropped me off, and I got my backpack out and I left my belly pouch on the back seat with all my money in it, and my passport and my airline tickets, all my important documents. And they drove away and I was waving to them. I started waving frantically to them. I thought, oh my God. And then they just waved back and they took off and went around the corner, and that was it. They had my documents on the back seat. So I'm sitting there with my little sign which said Liverpool to California. I'm from Liverpool to California, sitting there just in shock. You know, this 19, 20-year-old in a land didn't know anything about really, just sitting there on the highway thinking, what the hell? And then a sports car just pulled up, silver sports car. The bloke was about 25, 26 with his girlfriend, and they asked me if I wanted to lift. So I said yeah. I still looked a bit shocked, and they asked me why I was looking shocked, and I told them. He said, oh, don't worry about that, come back and stay with us, come back and stay with my mum and dad, and we'll get you sorted out. So they took me back to their place, and we had a barbecue and some beers, and I get drunk very easily, always have done. And dogs are just saying hello over there. And they said, you better go and call that family up in Toronto. And so I did. I called them up, and he said, hey Matt, we've got your stuff. And I said, tell you what, it might have been the beer, I'm not sure. I said, send it to California. I'm going to California and I'll pick it up there. And he said, but you'll have no money. I said, I know, I'm going to try and hitchhike across America with no money. And he said, but that's like 3,500 miles away from where you are. I said, I know, I'm going to do it. And I just had this absolute belief, could have been the beer as well, that I was going to do it. And I went back into the barbecue outside in the garden to this family that take me home. And I told them, they said, are they sending it to you? And I said, no. I said, I told them to send it to California. And they said, why? And I said, because I'm going to hitchhike across America with no money. I'm going to do it. He said, you're crazy. I said, I know, but I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it. I just need to do it. Something is telling me I've got to do this. So they dropped me off a day or two later, dropped me off on the highway, and they were astounded, to be honest with you. They gave me, I think it was about $50, $100, and they just left me on the highway. And I started hitchhiking, and it was the best experience of my life. I hitchhiked throughout America, through the USA, had some amazing times. Every single night, a kind person or kind family picked me up. I even got a free flight at one point from Idaho to Salt Lake City, and I hitchhiked all the way up from Salt Lake City through Yellowstone Park and down to California. I made it, and I picked up my money, and exactly the same thing happened coming back. I got my money, had my money, but what I mean is by exactly the same thing happened. I just had loads of really kind people pick me up. Nothing weird, nothing strange happened. It was just kindness, just love and kindness. And it was just wonderful. Now, I'm not saying it always works out like this, and I'm not saying that you should go out and hitchhike, especially if you're a lone female, because it is a dangerous world out there. I'm just saying, if you really want something badly enough and you believe in it, right, if it really, really resonates with you, then that's called your why, having a reason to do something. And my reason was to see America, a country I'd fallen in love with through watching the movies. And it just felt so right to me. I was living my dream. And I'm living my dream now, actually. I'm in paradise. I used to watch movies a lot when I was a kid. There was a lot of shouting and yelling in my house. Just the way it is, I love mum and dad. Dad passed away when I was 20, or just 21, I think. And you know, they used to yell a lot because of their stuff, you know. Forgive them, I love them dearly. Like my sister, I love my sister, I love all my family dearly. I don't, what's the point in hating, you know? It's just a waste of time, you know? So I'm living in paradise. I used to watch lots of movies where I'd see palm trees in the South Pacific. And I used to dream, and I used to say to myself, I'm going to do that one day. I'm going to be there one day. I'm going to do it. And there's just something inside of all of us. If you want something badly enough, and you dream about it enough times, sometimes it just works out, you know? Sometimes you just find a way. You have to be a little bit crazy, don't get me wrong, in a good way. You know, you have to make some big decisions. How I got here, I was just in London again, and I just got fed up with the rain and the grey clouds. I thought I want to go somewhere where there's blue skies and just palm trees, and I want to be near the South Pacific. So I applied to university here in Australia, and I studied, and I got through it. It's very tough, but I got through it because I wanted it. I really, really wanted it. I was in the right place. I'm in the right place now. And if you want something badly enough, you've got the most powerful brain in your head. It'll get you there. If you just show it what you want, it will take you there. And if you have a powerful reason, I'm not saying we have to do something every single day and be motivated every single day. I mean, we're not saints, you know, but if we just have a powerful reason, and my powerful reason was I wanted to be by the South Pacific. I just got fed up with the rain. I wanted to be here. And it's wonderful. So you can do it too. Something else I found is breath work. I really enjoy breath work. I found it gives me a sense of inner peace. And I practice Wim Hof breath work and ice baths. I do my breath work daily. I do my ice baths as often as I can. I try and make it daily, or at least have a cold shower daily. And I find that makes me feel content inside. I had a lot of turmoil inside as a child and my teenagers and in my 20s and my 30s. And I found breath work is probably one of the easiest ways to feel calm. And I just find it amazing. It just gives me a great sense of inner peace. And I became a Wim Hof instructor after finding such solace through doing breath work and the Wim Hof method. And I'm holding my third event in Townsville next week. And you've got to be a little bit crazy to do it, and you've got to be brave, and you've got to, you know, face the fear, walk through the fear. And that's what breath work helps you to do, actually, and especially the Wim Hof method. So if you want to come down and do some breath work with me, it's at the Sword and Shield Boxing Gym on the 31st of October at 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and it's amazing. So, and if you want to sort of sign up for it, I'll put a link in the bottom of this video, and you're very welcome to come along. It's 95 euros, which works out about $155 Australian, and I'm donating all the money to trauma causes and autoimmune causes and veterans and what have you, just to help people. Okay, so see you soon. Bye.